Welcome back to the show. Today's guest brings the ancient world to life in quite a unique way. I'm delighted to have Dr. Jerolyn Morrison here with us today. She's an art historian, archaeologist, a potter who teaches at Baylor University. And it's lovely to have you here because of your expertise in Greece
Mhm.
and with a, I can't even pronounce your field of study that you've written books on.
Yeah.
That tells you how much I know about what we're going to talk about. So I'm delighted to learn more
Yeah.
from you today.
Well,
Dr. Morrison, thanks for being with us
well,
today.
thank you so much, Ian. It is lovely to be here, and any opportunity to talk about the Minoan culture, to talk about Greece is really, it's quite an honor and most certainly a privilege for me. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about your colleague,
Hmm.
Dr. Heidi Hornick
Yes.
Parsons. I mean, longtime friend of mine, and
Yes.
she's also in the
Hmm.
art history department. Is she chair of the
Yes,
department?
ma'am. She's
She's
been
chair.
chair. Yes.
She's chair of the department
Hmm.
and just won some wonderful accolades
Yeah.
recently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So proud of her. And you were telling me that you've known her a long time as well, and now she was a mentor, and now you're
Yes.
able to work with her at
Yeah,
Baylor.
absolutely. Well, she is wonderful. I adore Heidi, and Dr. Hornick has been a very pivotal person in my life,
Yeah.
and so it's fabulous. Even as a student, I was working with her, and she was a mentor to me. And I think we were talking earlier about how she and Jennifer Moody, Dr. Moody, they were two individuals in my life that early in my career as a student helped me make some wonderful choices going forward, and then now as an adult, having that mentorship and that friendship has just been very important and very guiding in my life. And so having strong women in my life like Dr. Hornick and Dr. Moody has just been really remarkable. It's really, really key, I think to my success and to who I am. So I appreciate that.
Well, let's talk about where you came from
Yes.
and how you got into this
Hmm.
field of study. I mean, I understand you were a Bachelor of Fine Arts student
Correct.
in pottery,
Yes,
right? At first. So
that's
tell
right.
me how all this the ancient Greece got involved.
Yeah, well, that's a good question, and sometimes when you're in the educational process of being a student and just exploring,
Hmm.
you really do go where the spirit moves you and where you find your creative process taking you. And I am a very curious person, and I think I was very interested in working with my hands and in pottery and how you work with the earth and how you make objects of every day was very interesting to me. And so, excuse me. And so, Paul McCoy was my professor at Baylor. And
Hmm.
then, of course, Dr. Hornick was my professor with art history. And so, that combination was really quite remarkable to have as a budding Baylor student. And so, understanding how the ancient world worked, both in the the more academic sense with art history and then the functionality of making pots, to me that worked really great because I
Hmm.
always believe in demonstration, right? And so pots were just wonderful. They were all about people, what you can do with them. And then after Baylor, I went to Penland School of Crafts and I stayed there on top of the mountains in North Carolina for about 4 years.
Did you really?
Yes, ma'am. And
Yeah.
after a while, I decided,
And that's where you did the pottery.
yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you get the opportunity to explore all sorts of crafts. So like
Hmm.
weaving and blacksmithing and glass making, paper making, and you really get into working with your body and working with your mind and your hands. And after a while, I started thinking about, well, what did other people do? And different times and different places. And so I decided to study that
Hmm.
and to go back into academic life and in school and think about anthropology and art history and archaeology and so Jenny Moody stepped in and I went with her to Greece and
Okay, so
yeah.
you got bit by the Greek bug.
I did, absolutely,
And so you've been many times, I understand,
Yes, ma'am.
to
Since
Greece.
since 1997, I've
Mm-hmm.
been spending a considerable amount of time on the island of Crete.
Crete
Yes,
is
ma'am.
where, okay.
Mhm.
So you have some wonderful examples
Mhm.
here that I want to, are these are replicas, I take it. And
Yes.
I love going to museums
Yeah.
and to see even a fragment of a bowl. That's just
Mhm.
fascinating to me when you think how old it is,
Mhm.
and as you say, those people had to eat too.
That's right.
They were figuring out how to cook. And
Yeah.
in fact, this pot here you say is something that would be cooked in.
That's correct. Yes. So the topic I was very interested in, and for a very long time in the scholarship, people were interested, of course, in like um, how did um, how did empires grow, commerce and shipping, trade, of course. Basically, how did the Bronze Age grow these huge kingdoms? That we read about in the Old Testament, of course.
Hmm.
Um, but then beyond that, after a while, the scholarship was really leaving out a significant piece, which is what did people do? What do we do if we were living in the Bronze Age? How would we organize our daily life? And around hearth and home, of course, is a topic that is near and dear to me because I like food and I like to
Yeah,
eat,
we like to eat.
right? And I also like to share my food with other people because you
Yeah.
have communion. You build that kind of community through sharing food and recipes, and you can just imagine like how you get that food, right? Through
Hmm.
fishing and hunting and farming and all these other things that kind of go around that hearth and home, right? The topics are really just kind of endless, and so cooking pots like this one right here is just a really dynamic vessel because it doesn't just talk about the pot, it talks about the people and all those activities that are going to nourish your body and nourish your soul. Um, and so being a potter and being somebody who is really interested in that formation of of that kind of activity, I decided to start making vessels and then cooking in them and then trying to figure out the practicalities of both the production and the use of these vessels
Hmm.
from an academic point of view, not just a functionary pottery point of view. Um, so, and it was kind of difficult at first because that kind of experiential work and experimental work, they had been done but not together. And so I had to really kind of advocate for it, get other people on board, try to merge and build bridges between different disciplines, and try to make cases for both. And so it's
Yeah.
been a lot of interesting discussion and bringing a lot of different types of people together. But it's all worth it.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's on tall legs. I presume it
Yes.
sort of nestles down in the hot
Correct.
coals,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's how your heat source, and so, you mentioned lentils, so you're cooking beans in that pot?
Yes, that's correct. So
Yeah.
one of the things we like to do, and I worked with a team eventually after the first kind of rounds of the academic work, which of course you have to have your own body, right? But
Mhm.
after that, I started working with a group of about 4 to 5 people, and we would build these huge demonstrations, and we would invite people to come and eat out of the pots. And so we would have like 50 pots, 20 pots going, and we could feed. Sometimes we'd feed 20 people, but sometimes we were feeding like 300
I was gonna say
people.
you could feed a lot of people
Yes, we
when
could feed a lot
you
of
have a
people.
pot of beans, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And so we would cook food and we would present food to people that we knew that they had during the Bronze Age on the island of Crete.
Hmm.
And so that was another way to pull in more conversation and other academics who were studying the ancient diet to get more dialogue going. And so that was really fun.
So what kinds of things were they eating back then?
Well, that's a good question. And it also depends on what archaeobotanical specialist you just talked to, but
Mhm.
most certainly lentils and chickpeas. And so this pot, you can look inside and you'll see halos of lentils. That's what I cooked last in it. Um, but different types of fish you could collect really close to in the shallow waters with nets or little like Bronze Age hooks, little bronze hooks. They also had like limpets or crabs that you can also collect. Oh my goodness, what else? Oh, I don't know why I'm blanking. Pork. So they would farm pork,
Okay.
sheep and goat. So you have to think of the Bronze Age as like one step up from the Neolithic period. And so during the Neolithic time, they brought sheep and goat, pork, lentils, different types of cereals and grains. So like emmer wheat, barley, things like that. So they brought all of that to the island of Crete and into the Aegean from different places, mainly, from the Levant. Um, And then some of it was endemic, of course, to the Aegean and to Greece. And so they would kind of build on this agricultural and husbandry package and then just kind of explode that in the Bronze Age. So, beyond that, you'd also have almonds, like, fruit trees,
Mm-hmm.
and some,
Olives for sure.
yes, olives, thank you, olives, and, grapes, right? So,
Sure.
and, you think about the grape. And with grapes, I mean, how many different foods do you think you can make with grapes?
Well, lots. You can dry
Yeah.
them. You got raisins. So,
Exactly,
yeah,
right? So you have
right.
fresh fruits, you have raisins, and what else? You know, wine, of
Wine, of
course,
course. Yeah,
wine,
yeah, yeah.
wine, and then also grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, grapefruit, grape juice. That's non alcoholic, and then
Mm-hmm.
of course you can have what we call petimezi or grape syrup. So it's kind of like a
Ah.
balsamic,
Hmm.
not a vinaigrette, but you can make it into a vinaigrette.
Yeah.
And so that's like what, 4 or 5 different things just
From a grape.
from a grape.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so you think about like the creativity that these individuals had, and we know they were very creative because of their artwork. So, just the food and this, all these ingredients was just really quite remarkable. The possibilities, right? The
Mm-hmm.
possibilities. But yeah, the list is very long. We call it the Minoan shopping list when we go, yeah, when we go to make our food
Yeah.
choices.
So Minoan,
Yes, ma'am.
and that means what?
Well, basically comes from Sir Arthur Evans. He was a learned man from England. He was a scholar, and he was the one that was working with Minos Kalikarinas at the end of the 1800s, going into the 1900s to excavate the Palace of Knossos.
Mm.
And during this time, he was somebody who was looking for these great empires that were described, or these great civilizations that were described in the Homeric tales. And so when he found the palace of Knossos with Minos Kalikarinas, who first discovered it on his land, he named these people the Minoans from King Minos,
Mm.
this mythological king of Crete.
Mm-hmm.
But most likely they did not call themselves that. We don't really know what they called themselves.
Hmm.
The Egyptians had another name for them in their hieroglyphic inscriptions that we find. But I am most certainly not an Egyptian scholar, so I'm not really sure
That's just
exactly,
fascinating.
yeah,
Yeah.
how they would pronounce that, but it's there.
So you took part in archaeological work yourself?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So when did you do that? How did that get started for
It
you?
started with Jennifer Moody,
Mm-hmm.
who is a local yokel here in Waco,
Mm-hmm.
and she took me over there and very graciously got me started and made me fall in love with the island of Crete. Her and Oliver Rackham. Yeah.
Yeah. Any discovery during that time that just really sticks with you,
Um,
or a
it
particular project you were working on?
Yeah,
Or
we basically would look at the landscape, and we would look at it sounds so funny when I say this to people, but we would look at dirt and we
okay.
would look at different types of clay. And for me, I was really interested in how you could basically dig up dirt, dig up clay. The
Well,
spout,
that's what they were making the
yeah,
pottery from. I mean,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, you would look at this felspathic material and you would see, like, could you use this clay and make pots?
mhm.
And how would you use it? And was it good for cooking, or was it good for, like a cup, And so not all clay is equal.
I'm sure not. Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. And the island of Crete, I mean, it's about the size of Long Island. And so Jenny's always talking about, like spatial, trying to make spatial comparisons between what we know here in the United States versus what we know out in the world. And so we'd always think about that, like, okay, Long Island, you could drive across in probably 5 hours, and the skinniest part of Crete, you can get back and forth between north and south coast in about 20 minutes if you
Mm.
don't get stuck behind a lorry. And then there's 4 or 3 mountain mastiffs, depending on who you're speaking to, maybe more. The locals are very proud of their region. And so what they call a mountain is different for everyone. But, you can really drive up and over in about hour and a half, or 2 hours, depending on where you are. And so, um, but in each one of these areas, you're going to have different types of clay or different kinds of environments. And so that clay is going to tell you who's making the pots, but where those pots are made from. And so it can help you analyze production and distribution. And this is really important when you talk about how pots move or how people move. And if you're talking about fancy things like bronze or gold or things that people are really interested in, that's very exciting. But when you're talking about little cups like this or cooking pots, that might not be so exciting to people. But when you start talking about where they came from or how a cooking pot can move from place to place, that starts talking about all sorts of possibilities of movement of households or movement of people, or why did that happen? And that's
What prompted it if
exactly.
they needed to
Yes.
evacuate or whatever. And
Yeah.
also the decorating on these
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
on these pieces of pottery as well. A lot more I want to talk to you
Yes,
about,
absolutely.
Jerolyn. So
Sorry.
yeah, we're going to take a quick break, but
Sure.
when we come back, I want to see some of the other pottery that you
Yes,
brought
ma'am.
and learn more from you. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Thank you.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
The way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. I said I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Lord, chaos fills my mind today. I cannot catch my breath. I'm feeling fear, it gets in my way. How can I catch my breath? Help me to focus and find the way so I can catch my breath. Help me slow down, time slipping away. Remind me it's all God's time. Life comes in one breath at a time, and I know that it's all God's time. Breathe in, feel the rushing air. Slow down, turn up my gaze. Thank you, Lord, for this moment and for everything I am. Life comes in one breath at a time, and I know that it's all God's time. Oh, when I catch my breath, I know that it's all God's time. And when I sing this song for you, with every breath I'm thankful anew. For ears to hear and eyes for you, keep me living on God's time. Life comes in one breath at a time. I know that it's all God's time. Oh, when I catch my breath, I know that it's all God's time. Be grateful, feel the moment alive, and know that it's all God's time. Be grateful, feel the moment alive, and know that it's all God's time.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
And we're back with Dr. Jerolyn Morrison from Baylor University in the art department, really, but you're an art historian and you specialize in pottery. You started out as a fine arts major.
Yes, ma'am.
Working with your hands. And so you've brought several examples of some of the pottery. These are replicas. They would be in a museum somewhere, I guess, if it was correct to the age. But what's so interesting to me is the size of it. I mean, those are not very big cups. So is that for tea? Is that for a hot drink?
Well,
Or what?
I mean,
Or
that's a
wine? It
very
could be anything, I
It could be
guess.
anything. And the thing that's quite interesting about the Bronze Age, I studied the late Minoan period. So that's, we think about the Bronze Age as a several thousand ranges, a 7,000 range period on Crete. And so that lasts typically from about around 2,000 to about 14, 15, 1,000 years through the Minoan, like the true Minoan period on Crete. And I studied the latter part. So during the late Bronze Age, before the integration of the Mycenaean world. And so that is going to include these cups that, the way these look with these conical cups or these more fancy
That's a
kind of.
beautiful
Yes, it is.
coffee
And
cup.
you're
I
very
would,
welcome to hold it. There
I
you
would,
go.
yeah. I mean, I could enjoy a cup of coffee in this one.
Exactly. And these
It's
are, and so
beautiful.
we have this kind of this ware with the handles or handle cups or handleless cups. And so, it's hard to understand exactly what was used for drink and what was used for food, but
Mm,
we know that they did not have plates. And so,
really?
yes, ma'am. And so we think about the cups were about 90 to 80 milliliters up to about 200, 250 milliliters. So that's a really wide range. So you can think of the larger kind of cups like the one you're holding, or even something like this, that's a handleless version of that, as something that could have more drink, or if the
Yeah,
proportion
just do it that
size,
way.
you would put your stew in it or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I mean, most of these um, foods probably had stew of some sort, whether it be like a meat stew or a lentil stew. But you could, a lot of these foods, we know that they were full of protein. And so
Mm-hmm.
to have just 100 milliliters of straight lentil stew or a meat stew. It's pretty filling.
That's nutritious.
Yes, ma'am.
For sure.
Absolutely. And
So would you cook in these as well or not?
well, in the earlier
just serve in them?
periods, we think that they could have been cooking in them or warming up their foods because we have burnt marks on the exterior.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And so, but
Their own little
these-
microwave.
exactly. And so you could put them in coals or near coals and get that, that
Well,
heating of
because
that
because
food.
the clay pottery is going to transfer the heat.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's going to.
Yeah. It's, clay is just a remarkable material. You can do so many things with it. Yeah. And they're nice to hold, aren't they?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I like. Well, the shape of this is just. So how did you come by this? Where is this
So
from?
I work with
Where can I buy one of these?
Yeah, I know. Aren't they nice?
I know.
So I work with a remarkable group of potters in Crete that help me make replicas to scale. And they paint the exact designs. And so these are replicas of a site called Maklos. It's in East Crete. And it's a Senor Garcia, so it's a Greek American excavation, but it was found by Richard Seegers and Harriet Boyd Hawes, who first started. They're American archaeologists that first started working there around the time that Sir Arthur Evans was working.
So a long time.
A long time, for over 100 years. And so this site has had Americans or Greeks working there for several generations. And so I've been there with Jeffrey Souls out of UNC Greensboro. And so he's in his 80s now. And he's also a wonderful mentor. And so I'm writing a book about the pottery that comes out of this Neopalatial harbor town that traded with all of these remarkable Bronze Age empires that from the Levant, from Egypt, from other Aegean islands, and from most likely places around Crete. And so it's really quite phenomenal. And so we look at everyday cups like this, and we also look at cooking pots and loom weights and everything else.
Yeah. And you've written a book, Minoan Tastes.
Yes, ma'am. It's,
Tell me about that. It is a book or?
It's not a book. It's a project
Okay.
that is in the process of becoming a book.
There we go.
So I love that you're foretelling.
Hey.
I love this. Is wonderful.
Just putting it out there.
So I appreciate that very much. But Minoan Taste is it's a social minded project that was meant to basically include the community from the PhD research. And so once it was very clear to me, of course, if you go to Greece, and I believe you're planning a trip there.
I am. My husband and I are excited about going to Greece. We've never traveled there before, and I give you a whole list of our itinerary.
Yes, I'm
So
excited.
yeah, I've
for
got to pick your
that.
brain about things that we must see.
I'm there for you.
Okay.
Anybody that is going to Greece, I want to talk to.
Yeah.
But it was clear to me that if you go to Greece, and you'll discover this, people love food and they love talking about food even more. And so anything that engages people and sharing of ideas and sharing of food is just really nice. And so we started experimenting with our pots, and then people would just come around and they would just naturally engage, and they'd be like, well, what are you cooking? Well, what are you doing?
Sure.
Well, what's happening here? Well, can I taste some? Well, can I bring you something to cook? And we just started doing it, and people just started gathering.
Yeah.
And so the more we did it, the more popular it became. And so we just formalized it into a group called Minoan Tastes. And we started cooking and traveling and doing this for people professionally. I had a Greek business that was called Minoan Tastes. And we've had very high profile guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you'll not drop any names?
Oh, I hate to name. Well, we've done some interesting shows for people before.
People that names I would know.
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay. Obviously, you're not going to tell me.
Well, I'm happy to share, but I feel very funny. But what is his name? The King of England. I can't remember his name right now.
Well, maybe you'll think of it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Ann. I get a little bit nervous.
That's okay. Okay, we're going to go on a little tangent.
Yeah.
You chair the Harriet Boyd Hawes Fellowship. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct.
This focuses on gender studies. So
It
let's talk a
does.
little bit about that.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, you're concerned about the cooking and all
Yes.
that, and predominantly the women were keeping the hearth and home.
We believe,
Together?
it's hard to say because we don't have writings about from people in the Bronze Age, right? We have linear A in Cretan hieroglyphs is the way we know that people are recording inventory or recording certain aspects, maybe prayers or songs, about things that were important during the Bronze Age. But as far as like what people were doing, recipes, stories, mythology, things like that was not recorded, like how they were recording later on in ancient Greece. And
So this predates
yes, ma'am.
the Greek myths and
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. By thousands of years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
And
getting it straight in my head.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I should have laid out that chronology for you, but this predates the archaic period. This predates the classical world, all of this
Zeus and all
yes,
those
ma'am.
guys. Yeah.
And so you're looking at a period where they're first starting. This is the first state civilization in Europe, or what we think of as Europe as this time.
Wow.
And so this is the time where of the new kingdom in Egypt, right? And so we believe that the Egyptians and the Minoans were trading. They were trading artisans. They were trading goods. We also have Canaanite jars. And so we know that there was this big, huge Bronze Age trade happening in the Eastern Mediterranean, and the Minoan world was a part of that. And this was the very first time that that's happening in the Aegean, right? And so the area of the Levant, Cyprus, Anatolia, and then going into what we think of now as the Black Sea region, or as the Greek world, right? And so this is really formidable, and that will all collapse at some point. And then the rebuilding of that is when you first start to get the ideology of what's going to become the Homeric tales and what's going to become the Greek mythology. And so, but before that, nothing was really written down on the island of Crete except for Linear A and these Cretan hieroglyphs. And so we have this language that doesn't record the acts of recipes or everyday life. And so we don't know if women were cooking.
You're just sort of figuring things,
Yeah.
how they might have done.
Yeah.
Really by doing it. I mean, in a
Exactly,
way. Yeah.
Exactly. And so one of the things we like to think about is we look a lot at images on Greek vases from the classical world, or from the archaic world, from those black figure and red figure wares from Greece and from Italy, and that kind of helps us understand a little bit about the classical mind. And then Bronze Age archaeologists, because they come from the classical training, they love to think about that as parallel to the Bronze Age. And some of that might be correct, some of it might be incorrect, because they were different people and in a much different time. But we do think that we have, cooking kits, weaving kits, these kinds of things we have traditionally assigned to women's work, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So is that accurate? Maybe, maybe not. But
Well, now I can see pottery surviving.
sure.
Are there textiles that have survived that from that period or not?
That's a good question. We have some threads that have survived,
Really?
that get stuck inside plaster. So as you break pieces, not you, but as you find broken
Broken
pieces.
pieces. I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
you're taking a hammer to.
No, absolutely not. That is not what we do.
No.
But as we find broken pieces of plaster, you can find threads, or the impression of
Maybe a fabric.
textiles.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting.
On the back of ceramics or on the back of plaster. In Santorini, or in ancient theater, where there was a huge volcanic eruption that is really equal to or greater than what happened at Mount Vesuvius in Pompeii.
Pompeii.
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am. You do
Mm.
find amazing materials, including insects.
It has been encased and preserved.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, but when we talk about trying to delineate um, jobs or who's who, or trying to look for people other than the leaders or the warriors or people of stature,
Mhm.
this is what the Harriet Boyd Ha Scholarship is for, is to try to help people envision what everyday life would be like.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fascinating. Don't you just I don't know, when I hear about your journey,
Yes, ma'am.
from how you kind of got involved in this, don't you just sort of marvel at where you've come to? And I'm just picturing more than one book in you. That's I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just going
Yeah.
to go ahead and speak that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and there's so many things that you know and understand to it would be wonderful to share with a greater greater
Yeah.
audience. Yeah.
I think well, I appreciate you saying all that, and that's really kind. I feel like I like to stop and think about what's happened in the past in my life for sure, and it does seem very daunting, like what you've done, and I'm sure you feel the same when you think about how you've got from one point to the other. I feel like I have so much more to do,
Mhm.
and I'm excited for that. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had, and I'm real excited to continue to share that, and I'm real curious as to see like what else is going to happen, if that makes sense. And sometimes it makes me a little tired, because I know there's so much more to do.
Yeah, much more.
know.
Okay, so when are you going back to Greece
Oh,
again?
I'm going back to Greece at like end of May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be there together
Well,
then.
I'm excited. That's really cool.
We may
That's
have to
weird.
just
That's
look each other
awesome.
up
Yes, absolutely.
somewhere. Yeah,
But
I've given you my itinerary, so
yes,
we'll
I
see.
appreciate that. I'm can't wait to look through that. I do want to say one more thing about
Mhm.
gender studies,
Yeah.
in the sense that I feel like and where we are with scholarship in general, the way I look at gender studies and the way my team looks at gender studies, or the team I'm a part of, refresh that, is that at NSTAP Study Center for East Crete, we think about that as men and women, right? Not just specifically thinking about female roles in
Sure.
society. And so I feel like sometimes the conversation can lean more towards women,
Mhm.
and that when we think about gender, but we think about that as both. Just because it's important to discover these roles beyond what is obvious. We look for the things that are not obvious. And so trying to assign roles of invisible people in the ancient world is really quite hard to do. And so we're interested in the hard stuff,
Yeah.
and that hard scholarship. And so looking at objects, looking at possibilities, and like stretching our minds
Mhm.
is where that, you know,
It's
where that
it's
fun
almost
stuff
like
is.
you're detectives. I mean, you really, you're just bringing all the points together
Yes,
and
ma'am.
figuring out, what's the story here.
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so much. I'm so delighted to get to visit with you.
Well,
I like
thank
to
you.
end these little visits with a questionnaire similar to the one the late great
Okay.
James Lipton would use
Oh,
on
yeah.
Inside the Actor Studio. It's my take on it. So,
Oh, no.
Dr. Morrison,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is your favorite word?
Oh, I would say right now, food.
All right. Hey, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good least favorite word.
Oh, can I say a phrase? I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. What turns you off creatively or spiritually or emotionally?
Shut doors.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I could imagine in your work, if you feel like we just can't go progress any further
Yeah.
here, that has to be frustrating.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sound?
Oh, can I have two?
Sure.
Okay. I like birds.
Oh, yeah.
I
I hear
like-
that a lot.
I like the way birds sound, and I like running water.
Yeah, I hear that a lot
I'm
too.
sure. I'm sure. It's
those
the
would be the top
humanity.
two. Those would be the top two that I have heard over the years.
Oh, I also like the way fire sounds.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which I'm very reluctant to say that because it can also be very destructive, and
Yeah,
and it does
a
destroy.
scary thing.
It's scary, but I like the comfort that the sound of fire can bring.
I like that. Yeah.
But and it is, but I do understand that it's also very scary for
Yeah.
people.
Remember the woodwick candles
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
with the reed candle
Yeah.
wicks, that
Mhm.
would crack and
And they
pop,
crackle,
and it
and
sounded like a
yeah,
fire. That was kind of that. Those were soothing.
that's nice.
Least favorite sound?
Oh, the crushing of plastic. Oh, when people crush water bottles, I can't stand
Oh,
that sound.
yes. Nobody's ever told me that
Oh, it's
before, but that is
awful.
true. That's
Oh,
awful.
when you go to Greece, you're gonna hear it.
I will hear that a lot.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Okay, so I mean, we've heard your story, how you kind of
Mhm.
got into what you're doing. Was there a job or a career or something you wanted to try or sort of intrigued you, maybe?
Oh, um, I don't know. I would love, well, what would I love? I would love to have I would love to be a beautiful pastry chef and just meticulously decorate cakes. But two things. One is I really don't have the patience to do that. I'm just too free flowing, and I would never measure it correctly, or I would want to eat it. Yeah. So
Squirt
yeah,
that
I just
icing bag into your
I
mouth.
don't think I would be very successful, or my cakes would fall. I mean, something would happen. Yeah, it would just not happen. It would not. I would not be very successful
Well,
with that.
Then what job do you would not want to do? No thanks. Somebody else can do that.
Oh, I probably the list is too long. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are some really great questions. Oh, probably. Well, I do like accounting because I like the rigor of it. I love rigorous things, but
Mhm.
I only like rigorous things at certain times.
Right.
I would not like to be beholden to that all the time.
I hear you.
Yes.
I
So
hear you. That's good.
I think that would be something that would be off the books, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
One last question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you arrive at the pearly gates, what do you want to hear the Lord say to you?
Come on in.
Thank you so much. We could just go on and on and on. Some of my guests, I do
Yeah.
see how Joe Rogan could do 3-hour podcasts, but we're not going to go that long. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you so much,
Well,
your
thank
time,
you,
and so
Ann.
grateful to Damon Crump for putting us together, a mutual friend of ours. And
Yes.
yes, I'm just delighted though. And
Well,
give Heidi my best.
I
And again,
will.
congratulations
I
on
will. I
her
will see her
big,
soon.
big honors and awards that she's gotten. And need to
Yeah.
get her back on the show.
Oh,
too.
please. She's wonderful and she's so articulate. And I just think the world of her. So I appreciate you women and
awesome.
all the things that y'all do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Bought a country house with my wife. Chickens on my porch, and the sunset's nice. I think I like it here. It's time to have a beer. But I forgot that girl works like a John Deere. So there she goes, strong as a bull, moving rocks and bricks. Got a wheelbarrow full. We're fixing up the place, and everything looks great. But we got a new kind of dinner date. So there she goes. There's this one place we always have to go. So we keep on going back. We keep on going back to Home Depot. We can't stop going back, oh no, we can't stop going back to Home Depot. We spread the rocks, trimmed the trees, new lights in the house, painted everything. I had a room out back, it needed it all. Made a place for our guests, put guitars on the wall. I built a huge fire pit in the shape of a heart. That's where we dance when the music starts. The back porch was rough, could have caused a fall, but we smoothed it out with some mortar, y'all. You think a bag or two would do it, but oh no. Sometimes I go to Ace or to Lowe's, but I keep on going back to Home Depot. Something about the orange and the black just keeps me going back to Home Depot. Even now, when I think I'm done, there's always more to do with each season. Making a garden now, we're learning how to keep it growing strong all summer long. It's real hard work, but it's good for the soul. But honey, we're out of this and that, so let's just go on back to Home Depot. We can't stop going back, oh no, we can't stop going back to Home Depot.
For over 2 decades, I've come to Allen Samuels shop, especially for trucks, because I've been very satisfied with the performance of those trucks. I think the strengths of Allen Samuels is obviously in their customer service and obviously taking care of your vehicle after the sale.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Walking out on us, or am I losing touch? Too many games, now all our trips are lost. Luck was not enough. I opened
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues or those sort of things. Because the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. And so I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.